couple of months ago I made this butterfly out of wire, and although I think it looks okay, I've not ever been overly happy with it. It's not quite big enough, and its wings just aren't quite the right shape. So if you look at it like a picture of a butterfly, its wings are at the top are a bit more pointed than what I have. A bit overly critical, I'm sure. But yeah, and its heads are probably a bit too big. Maybe we can make it a little bit smaller. So I think I'm going to use this one as like an outline, because I want to make it bigger. Then we draw kind of like where the wing should go. So the wing should be more like that. And up here should be a bit more triangular. And then come in to that sort of shape. Does that look kind of right? Or should they be out like that? No, it should be out like that. It should be, I think, rounded is going to be the way I have to have it. There, so we go there, and then we have the back there. We'll do the same sort of around here. Put it in, and then up here. Yeah. Again, I think that actually should be a little bit higher. And then around like that. I think that side probably looks better than this side. Have a head about there. So just to give that sort of a rough idea on the shape of the wings for when we go to make it. So we have a smaller wing here, into there, and then the bigger wing. We go around like that. Only if that makes sense, that's great. So for this you're going to need, if you're going to make along with me, something to cut wire with, some chicken wire, which is 13mm distance chicken wire, and a bunch of stainless steel wires, 20 gauge. There's probably, I've got 4 lots of 45cm, which you might not need at all, and 1 lot of 3 meters. We'll figure that bit out a little bit later. So first thing first, we'll figure out the wings. So I'm thinking, last on this one, it was 9 width. That's the same size as my dragonfly wing, so that's by 3, and then that was by 5. So I think we do 50, we make it bigger. How much bigger? Let's go out. Let's just go for 9, 13. 13, I think 4 more, 2 more on each side, 2 more on each side. Yeah, that's the size. Yeah, let's go 13 long, so we cut out a strip for 13 across. So now we have this strip cut out. I like to find the side where it goes in first, because it makes it a little bit easier to cut. Now I always save this end bit for future projects. So let's look at the size of these wings. So probably, if I look at that, that's 5 wide. And that's about the width we want for the bottom wing there. So I think we go 5 wide for the bottom wing. The bottom wings. 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason why I cut this way, so then I'm always cutting in, I just find it a little bit easier to cut. Now if we look at this math-wise, so again if that's 5, so we've gone from 3 and 5 to 5, so it should be 7. But then no, I think we go, yeah, I think we'll try 7. It's not too much wider, like width-wise, is it? We'll keep this bit for later. Right, now the worst part of any form of wire art is taking off these horrible, nasty little bits. I'm not going to bore you having to watch me do that though. So with these horrible little bits removed, we can start doing the thinking part. So we get a big part, and then we go find the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we start to squeeze them together, so it starts to get more of a shape of the wing anyway. It will curve a bit, try and keep it straight if you can. Right, so that's, so if that's going to go, probably easy to do that way where it curves. So try and keep it straight. That's going to go up there. We just need to, if we just bend it like this, upwards, like that, and then the same at the top. Bend it downwards like that, a rough idea, and then just fold it down like that. And we get our pliers in a minute, and we do the same thing. So do here, so we fold up, make it down the middle, fold it up on the top. And then we get the pliers in a second, and we'll just fold it in, just tucking it in, tucking it in. So I've never done it like this before, but we can figure it out together. So we get our pliers, and then we just make sure there's no sharp edges anywhere. So we just get our pliers now, and we'll just make sure there's no sharp edges poking out anywhere. Give them a squeeze, tuck them all in. Make sure it's all nicely connected as well, so we use this time just to wrap it around a bit. See that here, there's a real sharp edges here, so we try and flatten them out a little bit. Hopefully this worked. Isn't another failure like the last ones. And then we'll just go around the edges a little bit. Check sort of shape. I'm somewhat happy with that side. The issue I find with things like this, when I'm doing something that's symmetrical, I find one side works perfectly and the other side does not want to play ball. So yeah, so like that side, I think that side looks fairly good. Now this side looks rubbish in comparison. So we'll straighten it all out and do the same thing. Tuck it in, get all the edges, tuck them in. So I mean, like, how has that bit come up there? Whilst this bit hasn't. There, and that one's the one that comes up, so we need it to be a bit more like down there. So I mean, how's that gone there? So we're straightening that out, tuck that bit in. Keep tucking it in. The more you tuck it in, the better. Now, the real test would be if we fold them in half, do they look a similar sort of size? They are similar. Not exactly the same. This side's a little bit lower, that side a bit there. So let's. You know, I'm somewhat happy with that. I think this side could have a bit more of a point. Like that. So just pull that out and then squeeze it all in. Again, make it all nice and flat. You could even get a rolling pin and just flatten that out. So again, put it on there. Yeah, I think I'm somewhat happy with that. So the bottom wing, so we'll do the same again where we find the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Poke it up. Squeeze it all together. Then try and keep it flat. So this time we can just pull it straight down because we're never going to go down. And then this time we can actually put it together, much like the dragonfly wings. Push it together. Give it a little twist, just to hold it together a little bit. Same with this side. Give it a little twist. Together a little bit, and then we just fold that bit back on itself. Like that. That works somewhat well actually. Put it on there. See, these might actually be too big. Just this part. Could actually probably make these ones smaller. What do you think? No, I think that's okay. I think it'll be okay. I think in my picture actually they're a bit too small. So now we're put these flat now. We'll hold them together, put them on top of each other, and then we're going to twist them like dragonfly wings. So we'll hold here, and we're going to twist once. You might even need pliers actually, and then twice. So we're back in the right place. The big ones are at the top. Little ones are at the bottom. Join together, just like so. Then we can actually, these big ones I think we can spread out a little bit. And get them to hold in place would be great. Actually give them a little squeeze here as well. Should help them hold in place a little bit better. See, this side's perfect. This side, not so much. So what we can do is we get some of the wire here, we just twist them together, and that should hopefully hold it into place. Am I happy with that? Not so sure. It's better. I think these bits are too big. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm just going to cut them down on each side. Cut them there and there. So this side would actually be 11. And then we're going to do the same thing. You're going to twist it together. So for the purpose of you doing it at home, I still would recommend cutting out a strip of 13 and then just trimming it down. I'm going to do the same on this side. Now you know what? Other than that one being still longer, it must be just the placement. Right, and then we're going to get the pliers and then just twist those two bits in there so they're together as well. So making of the actual body, I realise I don't need quite as much, so I'm going to get two pieces of this 45cm long wire. I'm just going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to fold it in half again. Because the body I think would be a good size for that still. Doesn't need to be any bigger. Also doesn't need quite such a big head, I don't think. So these two bits here. And again, this wire here is probably too long, so we're learning together. So for this, I'm just going to wrap it around a couple of times. I'm going to go to, I think, the body and then the head. So I think I'm going to go to about there, about halfway. But what I'm going to do, much like dragonflies, I'm going to try using a drill, but very carefully. I might come back by hand and do the bottom of the tail now if I want. Need to move this right up to the end. If I squeeze in there. Let's round that back off. So we go up to about there. Then add a little head on the end here. So much like the dragonflies now, I'm going to have the tail skinnier than the body. So I'm going to come less up and down. And I think that is probably right enough. And yeah, it's probably the ears about right length of wire. So much like the dragonfly wings. I mean, it's probably going to be a little more difficult, but we're going to attach them the exact same way. We're going to go round, across, round the back, across, round the back, down, round the back, and up. Now here's where it's going to get a little bit more difficult. So I'm just going to wrap around here as much as I can, just so it's not so gappy. I think I probably should have put the wings a little bit lower in hindsight. Okay, it doesn't matter too much because it's made out of wire at the end of the day, isn't it? It's not a real life butterfly, but obviously we want to get it as close to possible, which I think that's actually come out fairly well. So now what I'm going to do is we need to keep 2 bits of wire for the antennas. Doesn't matter if it's got a fold in it because we can just cut it. So the 2 most upper ones for the antennas, and then the next 2 most upper ones for the eyes. In an ideal world that would have been the other way around, so we didn't have to cut it, but and then we just have these down as something to attach it to something. So for now they can stay there. So we're just going to make a little head. I've got way too much wire here. Not going to be a big head. And the eyes don't have to be massive either, much like the Just going to wrap it around a few times. We can push the wings back out of the way, but I'm a bit worried about losing the shape, if I'm honest. So we're going to get about there, I think, and then we're going to push up the bits that's going to be antennas, the antennae, and go around a few times. Right, and now I'm just going to go round and round the antenna and the front. Again, I'm not making a massive head. That head's too big. It's cute, but it's too big. I'm just going to make it so it doesn't look so empty. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it away from the wings a little bit, come down the bottom here, and the legs, and then just wrap around the bottom. And then it's going to be a little bit easier. Obviously be wary of the end of the wire. Now I think I'm going to cut it. I think that's nearly big enough, so I'm just going to cut it there. And use this last little bit just to go around, find somewhere to tuck it in like that, and then we will just tuck. Then we move the head back up. Antennae be about a finger width, so we cut just a bit bigger because we want to curl the ends. So we put them roughly in place. We get our pliers, and we do a little twist. Fold like that. Do the same on that side. Fold, and then we'll bend them forward and outwards like that. So you can go wherever you like. And then for the eyes, again, I don't want the eyes quite as big as dragonflies, so I'm going to cut them about there. And then we just shape them much like the dragonflies. We twist them in, and then we fold it in, roll it up. Fold it up, upwards like that, just below where the antenna are. And do the same to this side. Now, I'm happy with that. The antenna's quite be a bit more bendy. Go up a bit, and then like I said, these can be for something to attach to a fence or attach to a stick. Or even this one, I tried attaching it to a spring, which looks quite cool. Now, do you think that's an improvement on that? I think so. I'm much more happy with the shape. The end of the wings could do a little bit more work, I think. But other than that, I think that's quite good. Now, if I was to paint this, now I've got my array of metallic car paints over here. Should I just spray this all one colour, make it nice and simple, with glitter as well? Or should I try and make it a bit more realistic with multiple colours? But I don't think the multiple colours will work with chicken wire. Or at least it won't give the effect you'd quite want. Let me know in the comments what you think. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you can like and share, that helps me more than you could ever imagine. And if you could follow the account as well, that's also amazing. Thank you very much. Goodbye.